Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. In a dramatic turn on live television, legendary actor Caine did not hold back as he addressed what he perceives as the overreach of woke political agendas, particularly those associated with the Democratic Party in the United States. Known for his distinguished career spanning decades in film and stage, Caine has never shied away from speaking his mind. Yet, his recent comments have sparked a flurry of headlines, debates, and reactions across the globe. During a high-profile appearance on a popular daytime TV show, Caine was asked about the current state of political discourse and media coverage in the United States. Rather than offering a neutral commentary, he directly challenged the narrative pushed by so-called woke politicians and media outlets, accusing them of fomenting unnecessary panic among the public. "It's astonishing to see how fear is being manufactured," Caine began, his voice carrying the weight of decades in the public eye. "People are being told to worry constantly, and it all comes from a place of political maneuvering. This isn't about safety, it's about control." Caine elaborated that many of the issues dominating news cycles, from environmental scares to social justice campaigns, are often exaggerated to create a climate of fear. "I respect people's right to care about important issues," he clarified, "but when the narrative is constantly about doom and disaster, it becomes manipulation rather than information." The actor cited examples where he believes public institutions have amplified crises beyond proportion. One such example he highlighted involved economic concerns that were framed as catastrophic, despite evidence suggesting that the risks were manageable with prudent policy adjustments. "The media loves a crisis story," Caine noted. "If it bleeds, it leads, as they say. But we have to ask who benefits from these narratives of fear." Caine's comments did not stop at media criticism. He also took aim at certain Democratic politicians, whom he described as eager to capitalize on public anxiety to push progressive agendas. "I'm not here to start a partisan war," he stressed, "but when policies are sold to the public under the guise of panic, that's a problem." He continued by discussing the psychological impact of constant exposure to alarming news. "People are more anxious than ever, and it's no accident. The constant bombardment of fear affects mental health, decision-making, and our society as a whole." Throughout the segment, the camera captured the audience's rapt attention. Some viewers nodded in agreement, while others appeared surprised by the candidness of Caine's remarks. Social media erupted almost immediately, with clips of the segment circulating widely, attracting thousands of comments and shares. Many commentators praised Caine for his courage in speaking out, pointing out that celebrities often shy away from controversial political topics. "Finally, someone in the spotlight is saying what so many of us think," wrote one Twitter user. "We can't let fear be weaponized against the public." Others, however, criticized Caine, accusing him of oversimplifying complex issues and promoting a one-sided perspective. Critics argued that dismissing urgent warnings about climate change, economic instability, or social inequality as mere panic is irresponsible. "Caine's perspective ignores the very real dangers that people face," wrote a prominent opinion columnist. "It's not fear-mongering if the threat is genuine." In response to such critiques, Caine clarified that his issue is not with acknowledging risks, but with how they are presented. "Acknowledging a problem is not the same as turning it into a spectacle designed to manipulate emotions," he said. "We need facts, context, and proportionate responses, not a constant state of panic." The segment sparked wider conversations about the role of media and celebrity voices in shaping political discourse. Experts in media studies pointed out that Caine's comments highlight a tension between responsible reporting and sensationalism. Celebrities have a unique platform, and when someone of Caine's stature speaks, it inevitably draws attention to the narrative framing of news stories, noted Dr. Elaine Thompson, a media analyst. Whether or not you agree with his politics, he's forcing a conversation about how fear is used as a tool in modern media. Beyond the immediate political implications, Caine's remarks also touch on broader societal trends. The rise of social media, 24-hour news cycles, and hyper-partisan commentary has amplified every story, sometimes creating the impression of crisis where none exists. "We're living in an age where everything is urgent, every event is monumental, and every mistake is catastrophic," Caine observed. "It's exhausting and misleading." Caine also reflected on his own experiences with media over the years. Having navigated fame for decades, He has seen firsthand how narratives can be shaped, spun, and sensationalized. I've lived through it all, the hype, the spin, the panic. You learn to take a step back and see what is really happening, he said. Interestingly, Caine's critique also resonated with audiences outside the United States. Many international viewers commented that the themes he addressed, media sensationalism, political manipulation, and public anxiety, are not unique to any one country. This isn't just an American problem, wrote a viewer from the UK. We're all dealing with exaggerated narratives and fear-based messaging. Despite the mixed reactions, the impact of Caine's live TV appearance is undeniable. The segment prompted numerous follow-up discussions across news outlets, talk shows, and online forums, further amplifying his message. Analysts suggest that his statements may influence public perception, encouraging viewers to critically evaluate the sources and framing of information they consume. As the conversation continues, Caine himself remains unapologetic. In subsequent interviews, he doubled down on his position, emphasizing the importance of critical thinking and emotional resilience. "We must question the stories we're told," he said. "Not everything framed as urgent or terrifying deserves our attention. We owe it to ourselves to seek truth, not panic." Furthermore, Caine's commentary raises broader questions about the responsibility of public figures. When celebrities speak on political issues, they can either enlighten or mislead. In this case, Caine clearly aimed to spark thoughtful debate rather than provide a definitive political solution. "My goal is to make people think, not to dictate policy," he stated. "We all have the power to examine the narratives we encounter and decide for ourselves what is credible." Interestingly, Caine's appearance also intersected with ongoing debates about freedom of speech and censorship. In an era where public statements are scrutinized instantly and polarizing opinions can lead to backlash, his willingness to speak candidly highlights the tension between expressing personal beliefs and navigating public expectations. The conversation sparked by Caine's remarks has also led to renewed scrutiny of media practices. Experts argue that the episode serves as a reminder that critical media literacy is essential for navigating today's complex information landscape. Audiences must learn to distinguish between legitimate warnings and manufactured panic, said Dr. Thompson. Figures like Caine, who challenge prevailing narratives, play a role in promoting media literacy, whether intentionally or not. From a cultural perspective, Caine's statements may also signal a generational divide. Older audiences, who remember a time before 24-hour news cycles and social media amplification, may resonate more strongly with his warnings about overhyped crises. Younger audiences, however, who have grown up in an environment saturated with instant information and social justice activism, may view his remarks as out of step with contemporary concerns. Ultimately, Michael Caine's live TV remarks serve as a catalyst for reflection on multiple levels: political, social, and media-related. His critique of the so-called woke panic encourages viewers to question narratives, analyze motivations, and consider the psychological effects of constant exposure to alarming information. Whether one agrees with his perspective or not, there is no denying that the conversation he sparked is both timely and consequential. As the debate continues across media platforms and social networks, one thing is clear: Michael Caine has once again proven that he is not just a legendary actor, but also a fearless commentator unafraid to challenge the status quo. By exposing what he sees as the manipulation of public perception by certain political factions, he has ignited a discussion that is likely to persist long after the cameras have stopped rolling. In a world increasingly dominated by fear-driven narratives, Caine's message serves as a reminder to remain vigilant, critical, and thoughtful. It encourages the public to look beyond sensational headlines and assess the substance of the stories they encounter. In the words of the man himself, "We don't have to accept panic as truth. We have the ability and the responsibility to think for ourselves."